Ladies and gentlemen, today, we're taking a closer look at the 1994 United States half dollar, a coin that represents the modern era of American minting and continues the legacy of President John F. Kennedy. The 1994 half dollar belongs to a series that began in 1964, created as a national tribute shortly after Kennedy's assassination. Even though circulation of half dollars had declined significantly by the 1990s, the U.S. Mint continued to produce them for collectors, keeping the design alive for future generations. We'll explore how the coin was minted, what materials were used, how many were produced, and why collectors still appreciate its historical symbolism. We'll also discuss its condition-based value and the story behind its beautiful design, an iconic portrait on the front and a powerful heraldic eagle on the reverse. Let's begin our deep look into the world of the 1994 Kennedy half dollar. The 1994 Kennedy half dollar stands as an important continuation of one of America's most iconic coin series, carrying with it 3 decades of history while also reflecting the minting practices of the modern United States. By the time this coin was produced, the half dollar was no longer a commonly circulating coin in everyday transactions. People simply didn't use the denomination much anymore, yet the mint continued to strike them every year because collectors, historians, and U.S. currency enthusiasts considered the Kennedy design an irreplaceable symbol of American identity. The 1994 issue now belongs to a mid-modern period where the mint struck millions of pieces primarily for sets and limited distribution rather than wide circulation, meaning that many examples survive in clean, shining, uncirculated condition. This makes the coin an ideal piece for collectors who appreciate sharp details, especially the sculpted profile of John F. Kennedy on the obverse, the same design created originally by Gilroy Roberts in 1964. His forward-facing portrait, confident and calm, was sculpted to honor the fallen president just months after his tragic death, and it still carries a sense of national respect that has lasted decades. When one holds a 1994 half dollar, one is not merely holding a modern-clad coin. They are holding a continuation of a historical tribute that started during the emotional days following one of America's most shocking national tragedies. The composition of the 1994 half dollar reflects the U.S. Mint's post-1971 standard, a copper-nickel-clad structure consisting of outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. This gives the coin its signature silver-like appearance without using real silver, a shift originally made in the early 1970s to reduce minting costs while still giving the coin a durable and attractive finish. The coin weighs 11.34 grams, has a diameter of 30.6 millimeters, and features a reeded edge that catches light beautifully when the coin is tilted. The reverse design by Frank Gasparo features the United States presidential coat of arms, the powerful eagle with outstretched wings, holding the olive branch of peace in one talon and a bundle of arrows representing defense in the other. Surrounding the eagle are 50 stars, representing the unity of the states, forming a striking and balanced design that fills the entire surface. On a 1994 piece in good condition, these details appear sharply struck, with the feathers, shield lines, and lettering exhibiting crispness that appeals strongly to collectors who admire fine workmanship. Mintages for the 1994 Kennedy half dollar were produced at 2 primary facilities: the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint for circulation quality strikes, and the San Francisco Mint for special proof editions. Philadelphia minted over 23 million pieces, Denver Mint produced around 23 million as well, making the combined regular strike output more than enough to ensure that the coin would never be considered rare in a traditional sense. However, because most of these half dollars were stored, saved, or included in mint sets instead of being spent, high-grade survivors are common and often display exceptional surfaces. The San Francisco Mint's proof strikes were limited to collector sets and were produced using polished dies and specially prepared planchettes, resulting in deep, mirror-like fields and frosted, cameo-style designs that stand out dramatically under light. For collectors, the 1994's proof and especially the 1994's cameo proof varieties are the most visually appealing versions of this issue. Even though the coin is not scarce in general circulation, its condition plays a major role in determining its market value today. Circulated examples typically trade at face value or slightly above, often between $1 and $2 depending on condition and the interest of buyers. Uncirculated pieces from mint sets can be worth more, especially if they grade Mississippi 65 or higher, where they show brilliant luster, untouched surfaces, and sharp detail. Proof coins, particularly those with deep cameo contrast certified by major grading services such as PCGS or NGC, may command higher premiums due to their exceptional appearance. For many collectors, the emotional and historical connection to President Kennedy enhances the appeal of the series far beyond its metal value. The coin represents not just currency but a national tribute, one that reminds Americans of a period of grief, unity, and transition in the 1960s. Even decades later, the portrait and eagle remain symbols recognized around the world, and the 1994 issue helps keep that legacy alive. In the world of coin collecting, the 1994 half-dollar also holds a certain charm because it sits comfortably within a period where minting technology had improved significantly. Coins from the 1990s often show cleaner, sharper lines with fewer striking weaknesses compared to earlier decades. For new collectors, the 1994 issue is an affordable entry point into the beloved Kennedy series, and for advanced collectors, high-grade or proof examples offer a satisfying blend of artistry, history, and preservation. Whether stored in albums, included in full date sets, or displayed individually, this coin carries its own quiet presence, reflecting both America's modern minting standards and its historical continuity. The 1994 half-dollar also reflects a unique cultural moment in the United States, because by the early 1990s, many Americans no longer used half-dollars in daily spending, yet the mint continued striking them as a way to preserve a national tradition. This creates an interesting situation where millions of coins exist, but many of them stayed untouched in rolls, bank vaults, or collector albums, which is why their surfaces today often look almost new even though they're more than 30 years old. Another interesting aspect for collectors is the subtle difference in strike quality between the Philadelphia and Denver mints. Denver coins tend to show slightly stronger strikes and brighter luster, while Philadelphia coins sometimes reveal softer details in Kennedy's hair, though the differences are small and noticeable mostly to experienced numismatists. People who enjoy studying minor details may also examine mint set examples from 1994, which often have smoother surfaces and fewer contact marks because they were handled more carefully at the mint. Proof coins made in San Francisco that year are especially admired for their deep, black mirror fields and frosted cameo portrait, which gives the coin almost a glowing, three-dimensional effect when light hits the surface. Many collectors believe that the contrast on 1994 proof halves is among the better examples from the early 90s, making them desirable additions to modern proof sets. Overall, the 1994 half-dollar remains a coin that blends symbolic history, modern minting precision, and widespread accessibility, making it a piece that even advanced collectors appreciate, not for its rarity, but for the story, the beauty, and the connection to a legacy that continues to shape American coinage. Memory. Don't forget like, comment, share, subscribe. Chanel Rare Coins Value.